On this episode of Base Coverage in collaboration with First Down Magazine, we interview Prague Lions wide receiver Radim Kalous, 2019, 2007 Czech Player of the Year, 2021 German Bowl champ, 2023 ELF champ, and now he's coming back home to play for his home team, the Prague Lions.
We doing everything they talk about. You know I'm everything a boss about. Not putting work and gotta toss them out. I'm really biting, they just barking out. I'm really riding, they just parking now. His street, what to talk about. See the big H when I'm walking out.
Hey, before we start the show, I just want to say thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, share the video with a friend. This is Base Coverage, and we talk European League of Football. Here we go. Welcome back to Base Coverage, everyone. I'm your host, Jamal Clay, and thank you all for tuning in per usual. So today, as you heard in the intro, we got a special one for this guy. You know, a homegrown talent, a guy that's been all over the map, a guy that's coming back to make a name for himself in his home country in the #1 league in Europe. And I had to tap in. I had to see what this guy was about, see what Brody's about. So I went and hit up my guy receiver, Radim Kalous. Hopefully I said
Sir,
that
what's
right,
up?
man. How you doing, man?
You did a good job. I'm doing great. Appreciate you having me.
Most definitely. And for people who don't know, I've been messing up names for 4 years, so I try my best. But hey, man, how's it going? How's the all season? Talk to me, man. What's going on in your world?
Hey man, we just started working out. We just started with the OTAs. The off season's been great. I've been grinding, just focusing on technique and everything, just going to the gym and stuff. You know the drill. Just as always.
Yeah, most definitely. And a little bit of background for those who don't know about my guy Radim, 2017 U19 Player of the Year in Czech Player of the Year, right? And then he goes to Germany, becomes a champion. He goes to the ELF, Vienna Vikings, becomes a champion. He had his little stint with the CFL Global Prospect in terms of that realm, and now bro's coming back home. Bro's coming back home to play for the Lions. New ownership, new team. Is going to be a completely different run organization. Talk to me, man. Is this kind of like a full circle moment for you to, having that experience and now be able to come back home a much better player than who you were in 2017?
Hey, you said it, man. It's exactly like that. So I spent last couple of years learning from the best all over Europe, just picking up experiences wherever I could. And now I felt like I was talking to a couple of organizations, obviously talking to a couple of teams, but I felt like the Prague organization really wanted to have me, really did a lot of stuff for me when it comes to contract and everything, just so I can have the best time possible. So I just went where I wanted, where I'm needed. So yeah, that's the reason. That's the biggest reason.
Hey, we've seen people do it, obviously, and guys like LeBron went to Cleveland, left to go to Miami, came back, learned a lot, better player. And this is kind of a similar circumstance. And obviously, you play for some great organizations, Dresden Monarchs, Vienna Vikings. So you've seen success at the highest level for some of the top organizations in all of Europe. Now we're coming home. We're coming back to Prague. We're coming to play for the Lions. Obviously, it's documented everything that happened last year, but this is a new year, new ownership with Devontae Parker in the realm, new general manager with Mason Parker running the show. You guys even got new colors,
Yes, sir.
new colors
Yes,
as
sir.
well. So
New start, baby.
this is gonna be a completely new Prague Lions. Talk to me about what your thoughts are when it comes to what this organization is now compared to how they were perceived last year. Obviously, a lot of things have changed, but what drew you into not only just coming back home, but coming back home to play for the Prague Lions?
Yeah, mostly it's been the coaching staff, man. The coaching staff it's basically new guys except Coach Dish, right? He's a head coach right now. He's a super cool guy. He's just genuine. He loves football. He loves his guys. And I could feel it from him from the first call. Once he's like, I knew he wasn't fake or he wasn't, talking anything that was untrue. So yeah, I just had a really good feeling about the dudes, about the guys who run the team right now. Same with the ownership. Same with the GM. Everybody's cool. Everybody looks locked in. Everybody wants to change. Exactly like you said, the perception of the team that's been there for a couple of years, and then last year didn't go really well. So I feel like it's a new start, new organization. That's why the new logo, new colors. Just forget about the past. Focus on the future. Focus on right now. And yeah, it's looking good so far. We got some of the best players from Czech and Slovakia, so some great imports. And the coaches really do a lot of work, a lot of stuff. Like having five American coaches on the field is really
Oh,
a blessing
huge,
because they know, yeah, huge. They know what
huge.
they're talking about. They're pumped up. They're running around. They're sweating. So you gotta be running full speed. If your coach is more sweating than you, that's not good, man. So the energy is good. I love it so far for sure.
Yeah, most definitely. And you kind of get that vibe. You kind of get, this 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 is not the same Lions team. Obviously, everything looks good on paper, but even from their actions, you can tell that they're wanting to make different steps, different moves. Dan Dish is in there running the helm. He was there last year. I'm sure he could, you know, navigate us through like how much things have changed. So that's
Yeah,
good to see. And it's good for the league too. Obviously, we want to see
100%.
teams that didn't have success do well. Perfect example was, year two Barcelona. Yeah, you're known for being your favorite team's favorite team. The transition and you know, the transformation that they had from year one to year two. Why can't that be everyone else? The Stuttgart Surge, 2 years, not a great team. Jordan Newman, new realm comes. Things could flip. So
Exactly.
things could change in Europe, and we are pushing those positive vibes to Prague to see how those things come around. You
Yes,
mentioned
sir.
five American coaches. Obviously, that's huge experience and all that aspect of it. You know, what type of impact you think you can have on this team in this offense, and where do you think, with your skill set, you could be maximized the most at?
That's a good question, man. I for sure when it comes to my role on the team, that's a first time a new thing for me because every time I've been on those big organizations on those teams, I was a small fish in a big pond, right? I had to prove myself like nobody knew my name, nobody cared really. So I had to grind my ass off to just make my name, to become a starter and just work for it. Now it's kind of a different setting where I can see the people uh, like viewing me more of as a leader, as a veteran, as a person who has experience, who can give something to the younger guys. So I'm just trying to navigate through that right now. When as we're starting practicing with the OTAs and everything, I'm just trying to learn and see how I can make an impact on the young guys. You know, just trying to help them and not look like a jerk doing it. Just try like I'm trying to help you. I'm not trying to show you that I'm better or if I'm, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to navigate that. That's a new role in the team for me for sure. And when it comes to having an impact on the field, I really don't care, man. Wherever coach puts me, whatever he wants me to do, that's exactly what I'm gonna give him, and I'm gonna do my best doing it. So I'm used to playing on a slot receiver a lot, doing a lot of motions, doing a lot of stuff in the middle of the field, playing with linebackers. But if he wants me on X or Z, hey, I'm right there. So
Whatever it
I don't
takes.
really care. Whatever it takes, man. I'm gonna be A1 from day one, you know.
A1 from day one. Hey, okay. That's what I'm talking about. And looking at you guys as offensively, it's going to be interesting to see because I would say is last year, Prague did have some homegrown playmakers. I don't think we saw their ability perform to the max as maybe they were capable. Obviously, there's a lot going on, but a lot of those guys came back.
Yeah,
Um, and you got just your receiving core alone. Obviously, they're adding you to the mix. They're adding wide receiver Trevor Fields Jackson, quarterback Kyrie
yeah,
Lyles. You
yeah,
got Lucas Cadillac in there. You got Suchi in there. Like you got some guys in the mix. And then in running back, you got the two-headed monsters with Adam Juzeka and you got
yes, sir.
Tyrese Johnson Fisher.
Yes,
Right?
sir. Exactly.
Probably two of the running backs with the longest names in ELF history. But
That's true.
but when you look at this offense and you know the potential is there on paper to possibly make some noise, but where do you think where do, how do I want to phrase this? Where do you think this offense might be able to take the next step this year compared to what they weren't able to do last year? And when I say that, last year, obviously, there was a lot of turnovers. There wasn't a lot of opportunities to finish drives. You know, special teams, it was what it was, but really lacked putting up points. So, where do you think
Yep.
this offense, with these weapons and the experience having played in the EF last year, can potentially be this upcoming season?
Hey, that's a really good question, man. I cannot tell you right now for sure because we got a couple of OTAs behind us only, and the imports are not in, so quarterback is not there, right? We're missing O line, import O lineman. We don't have Tyrese yet. We don't have the import receiver, so it's hard to say. But what I would say is they were looking like a really solid team up until the third game of the year, and I feel like they were balling out. They were doing really
The
good for
defense was solid too.
the defense, man. We played in Vikings. We played against Lions, like our third or fourth week in Vienna, and we scored a lot of points. But we were talking about the defensive line for the rest of the year. So like they were solid. Our old linemen were like, yo, those are some big good dudes, and all those guys are back. So I feel like last year it was really more the problems outside of the field that started to sink, like, just sneak in on those games.
So
If
yeah, started
you're,
to trickle in, and
like, just being real, if you're not getting paid, if you're not having what you were promised, then it's probably hard to put 100% max effort on the. So I feel like that just translated to the field, and then you could see the players not having the energy, not having the drive to play the best they can. So I feel like that's the biggest thing we got this year. We got stability, we got great coaching staff, we got great OC. So those guys really know what they're talking about. You can just feel it from them. When the American coaches come into the building, you shut up, you quiet down, and you just feel the energy. So I feel like that's the biggest thing. If we're not gonna have problems outside of the field, I feel like with those names that you just said, with this type of offense, with all those ballers, we can really make something happen. So I'm super excited for that. But as of what is going to be different from last year to this year, it's really just the things not on the field happening.
yeah, it seems like that part is all buttoned up. And again, you could feel the energy, you could feel the change, and it's just gonna be exciting to see how that all pans out. So yeah, man, we're excited to see Prague. I can speak for myself. I'm excited to see Prague because I want to see guys and teams get better and do whatever it takes to get better and compete. And it seems
Yep.
like the efforts are there. So obviously that's generating momentum. Um,
100%.
for you personally, what are some of the obviously you're in a new role, you're in a new position, maybe more than just a role player type of say, coming back home to Prague. What are some of your goals this year in the ELF?
Another great question, man.
Come on now, all I ask
So
is great questions here.
yes, sir, yes, sir. Hey, I feel like I want to. Well, that's the simple basic answer. I just want to do the best I can, obviously, right? I want to embrace all the new things that are coming at me with this new team. So I really want to do a good job of being a leader, just helping the young guys out, make not make myself only myself better, but make other people better as a team, as a unit, as a receiving core, as an offense. So just being there, being able to adjust, being able to, not be one of those players who's like, yo, I'm good, I'm gonna be, I don't know, just bitching about stuff. You know what I mean? Just helping the guys out and trying to put the team together so we have a team that can compete against the great teams that we have in our schedule. We don't have an easy schedule. We have the hardest schedule I've seen in a
No,
long
no,
time, man.
no, no, no.
Oh
Listen,
my God, man.
outside,
So
I don't mean to cut you off, and I'm on
all
record
good.
saying this. Outside of the Russell Panthers, I firmly believe the Prague Lions might have the second hardest schedule in the ELF.
Yeah.
And it's definitely brutal. I'm pulling up the schedule here and we'll show it on the screen, but we go Hamburg Sea Devils, Berlin Thunder, Munich, Hamburg Sea Devils, Vienna Vikings, Berlin Thunder, Russell Panthers, and Throners bye week. The
Yeah.
fact that the bye week is not till what is it, the first two, four, six,
9.
nine, like till week 9.
Yeah.
It's a long
That
season as it is already. So
Hey
we're gonna
man,
go through a
it's
little bit. We're gonna go through a little bit of a gauntlet. But
Yeah,
It's definitely gonna be a challenge for anybody that has a bye week that late and have a tougher schedule as it is this time around. But even with saying that and looking at last year, like before Prague got their first bye, they easily should have had probably 2 or 3 more wins than what they should have had.
100%,
So,
100%. Yes,
so
sir.
the opportunity is there, and actually that segues me into my last question. When we look at the Prague Lions and we look at their organization, and we just went down their schedule, and obviously things are changing.
Yep.
There's no hiding, there's no doubt about it. First game against Hamburg Sea Devils. We're talking about a team that's been to 2 ELF championships, team that has a rich history with success. Obviously, coming off a bad year last year, looking to rebound this year. Tons of playmakers. Obviously, Jarvis McClam's one of them, but also Theo Landstrom at the
Yep.
receiver, and the defense had to put together. I go on and on and on, but what I personally want to know from you is after that first week, after playing the Hamburg Sea Devils at home, what will we be saying about the Prague Lions after that first game?
Woo! Well, if I'm being real, I obviously hope we're gonna be happy to see a great team balling out, right? We're gonna
Yeah,
see a lot of
hopefully we'll
effort.
pop some beers at the end of it.
Yeah, I hope we're gonna be popping beers with some smiles on. No, I'm not saying we're gonna blow Hamburg out. I would never say that. Obviously, I'm confident in our team. I'm confident in our coaches that we can put something together and play a really decent game. Like they're a really good team for the first week of the year for sure. But they're human just like us. So we're the underdog. Nobody's gonna expect us to do anything, which is my favorite position to be in. So we all we can do is go up. You know what I mean? So I don't think we can disappoint just because what I'm seeing on OTAs right now. When I see the coaches, when I see the players, when I see the drive, the energy and everything, I don't think we're going to be embarrassment at all. We're gonna do good. We're gonna do our best, man. So like I hope after we play Hamburg, after the whistles for the end of the game, everybody in Europe is gonna be like, all right, watch out for those Lions. They got something going on.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Hey man,
Uh,
that's the truth, man. I'm excited to see how this plays out. And no, I don't think hindsight 2020, maybe last year might not be the best way to judge what the talent or the organization could be. And hopefully that's turned around this year and we give a fair assessment, but it's definitely gonna be a challenge. But hey, brother, I appreciate you coming on, man.
Thanks for having me, man. It's a
Yeah,
pleasure.
most definitely. We'll definitely do it again. We'll chop it up again. Thank you all for
Yes, sir.
tuning in. This is an Athletes Forum and First Down Magazine collaboration. Subscribe to the channel. Check out First Down Magazine, and then Radim, we'll chop it up again, brother.
Body, hard work, they don't know about it.